do believe, I mean, I know blockchain, it's a revolution. I know that by fact, but at the same time, it's a boring subject. Sometimes I feel like, you know what, this is it. But there is so many exciting stuff there out there for us. And one of my presentation will be it's innovations that matter. Innovations is great. Innovation is awesome. It helps us. Okay, so what should? All right, thanks. Innovations, it helps us to change the world. So there is so many innovations out there, but I believe there is some innovation. It makes difference in our life. It matters, and it changes our life. So I come up with a framework with my team to identify what is the innovations that matter. So, but first, before anything, you need to know, like, there's the only thing we know about the future, which is it will be different. That is the only thing which is, I believe, we know. It will be different, but we don't know it will be better or worse. So the framework we come up with, first, innovations that matter, it will change lives. It will bring a new opportunity. It will open a new market. And it will bring in new business models. Additional to that, it will make our life better. So, because I'm in the education system, I love examples. I always believe, as an entrepreneur, I am a startup. I help startup. That's something I enjoy working on. So always I like to bring examples to my stories. So first things, change life. Email. Email definitely changed our life. If you think about it, I know it's like just people sending email from one place to the other. But if you think about it, so every time you're sending email, you're saving trees. You're saving trees. You're saying you don't need to send papers anymore. You're connecting with everyone right away. You don't need to have, like, I mean, you can work everywhere. So it definitely changed our life. So if you look here, Guy Kawasaki, he said, email changed my life. It enabled me to woo the woman who became my wife. That's very interesting stories. So definitely it's changed our life. So if you see, that is something of the innovation, I believe it's very exciting before. But what about now? So if we look here, 3D printing, that's something exciting me. I'm so excited about. I need some water. Sorry. All right. So 3D printing. Definitely, it's one thing which has changed our life. If we think about, there's so many examples. I love examples all the time, how it changed our life. But particularly in healthcare, I have 4 doctors in my family, which is, we are a very big family. My brother and sister, we are 8. So if we look here, 3D printing, it opened opportunity in all the levels, from printing organ, from complex surgical tools, printed medication, accurate micro tools, personalized. So if you look all of that, it changed. You can see and hear so many different stories, how all people, they can create their own hand or their own foot just by having access to 3D printing. You can see how these things, it gives them hope, confidence. You can see there's a huge difference in their life, how they don't see themselves, they are different than the other, that is what brings 3D printing to our life. And I see it's amazing things to see. New opportunity. If we think about it, credit card. Credit card, it definitely opened for so many people a new opportunity. You will question sometimes, like, what? New opportunity? Credit card? Yes, I know, so many people, they are in debt. And because of credit card. But there's so many people also use it for helping them to open business, like Ryan Holmes. So if you see here, Ryan Holmes, one of the CEO, and he's the founder of Hootsuite. He started his own pizza restaurant before Hootsuite. He started it from just depending on his credit card. And my seed money, it was credit card with 20,000 limit. So it's definitely open opportunity for so many people, if you look at it that way. And it make a huge difference in people's life. What is the new in emerging technology? There is a new opportunity in emerging technology, AI. I love AI. I studied a little bit about deep learning and stuff related to that, but I'm not so involved in that aspect right now. So AI, so different ways you look at it, how it changed our life, how it's from diagnosed treatment, from cybercrime and fraud detection, logistic. We all know Siri, and we always ask her about the weather at the morning, for me, as an example. So that's something I started with, to know, what does the weather look like today? Is it going to rain? So I wanted to make sure my kids, they have their coat on. Also, customer interaction, we all know about bots all around the world. In banks, they are using it to help people right away in questions they have. So definitely it's something. For the new market, we're talking about, this is moving assembly line, which is Ford, they invented. It was one of the brilliant idea he came up with, moving assembly line. So what he did by doing that, he opens a space for people to produce more. He opens a space for people to produce, to have access. After he created that, everyone, they have access to cars, which is before it was just for elite people. After he created that, everyone from the public, they have access to cars. And J.P. Morgan, he said the assembly line is the stroke of industrial genius. Definitely that's something amazing they come up with. New market in emerging technology, nanotech. Again, healthcare. So it's definitely make all the advance when you look at it, everything related to sensors. You already know about all the computers, how all the transistors, all that stuff, which is nanotech, it was involved in before. But right now, there is so many additional things going on for sensors to help people to detect their illness, and also helping us in filtering water. What about the new business model? So when I come up with example, I've thought about App Store. I love Apple. I am a little bit biased here, but App Store, definitely they open the space for everyone to have access to put their apps online. They can, by themselves, they don't need anybody else. They have access to millions of people right away, just when they have their apps already out there. It's something amazing. So if we look here, there's this kid, he's 12-year-old, he was able to put his app on the store. I mean, what can be more than amazing when you see 12-year-old, he has a chance to be out there and to put his apps making money. So a new business model in our emerging technology is definitely blockchain. That is something I can see blockchain, it definitely opens a space for us in different ways, which is crowdfunding, fractional ownership. So you have right now the way like to invest in real estate, which is before, nobody have access to have that home, which is they like to invest. So people right now, some of companies who are already working right now on creating the chance for anybody to invest in real estate. A peer-to-peer marketplace, the same. We don't want always people who's in between us to sell, like Amazon or peer-to-peer lending. So I believe there's always this platform which will help us not to have always someone in between us, and blockchain, it's creating that. So how about making our life better? Definitely internet. I mean, who doesn't open the internet every day, million times? We definitely open it million times to do this small research about everything, from recipes to just, okay, I wanted to go somewhere. Great, what is the best place you suggest? So you ask every kind of a question, which is from silly one to a great one, to Google to help you in finding it out. So it helps us to build a community. You can see out there, there's all this community from like people, they don't know each other, just being there online, helping each other, supporting each other, making things different in their life. And you see that every time. From Meetup, as an example, I created my Meetup in Women in Emerging Technology. When I created it, like people show up just to come to hear people speaking about great stuff, blockchain and stuff related. So I started this small community, and I'm very happy about it, very excited. I'm looking forward to keep that moving forward. The same with funding ideas. So the internet is becoming the town square for the global village for tomorrow. That's what Bill Gates, he said. So again, medical stuff, that's something exciting me. I like to always learn about it. You hear all this amazing stuff on the internet from people talking about it, and you feel like, wow, when that happened? So every time I'm like, wow, that's something impressive, interesting for me. So you can see how we are able right now to change DNA to play around in the body, and how they are able to do all this interesting, creating stuff, which is, it can help kids when they're born, they have something wrong in their DNA, and they are able to help this kid. So it's amazing what as a human being, when we start to see there's a problem, there's possibility to solve, they just like find a way to solve it, and we're able to make that happen. So I believe always like these things, which is the best way to predict our future is to invent it. And that's something I always believe in it. We need to, it's all about us to start working on something, invented it. It's not about waiting for something to happen to us. So I'm back again to blockchain, because that's something which is, I'm working on it. I started working on it for a while. We're just trying to create platform to help people, to educate them about the blockchain and what is the most interesting stuff for them. It started with like just Googling, and I start searching about the articles, and after I'm like, oh, you know what, that's very hard. I need one place to find all this information out there for me. It makes it very easy. So the more I'm searching, the more I'm like, wow, this is amazing what blockchain can do. As an example, how it created for us a system which is we can trust. You can trust each other without somebody in between us. You have stable system is very reliable. So every time you look at it, it's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's interesting. When someone able to track where is this material coming from, or where is this, some like diamond as an example, when you look how they are able to track, or what Walmart they are doing right now, how they are able to track all this data and collect it. So it is the same with the artists. So every time you see how there is so many possibilities out there you can create with the blockchain, and how it can give them access to stuff. When you see an artist, they are like controlling by Apple and Spotify. So every time you see like that doesn't make sense. The internet, it's created to help us, to make us move better. So when come blockchain, it starts things to make sense. And that's when internet started. It started not to make that word, which is we have one controller, definitely not. But that's what happened when you have very big, strong player in the market. So if we see, blockchain is definitely something I love. I like it. It's open sources, people, they're helping each other without expecting anything in return, which is, I'm all about that. Community, supporting, helping, making things work. They are able to move forward with them, with their projects. What about learning and the news? Right now, especially right now, if you hear all about everyone, okay, who I trust? Who should I trust right now? Do I trust like this source, or you never know which one you need to trust. So blockchain, it will help us to solve that, to start identifying which news is the right one. And if there is any fixing for this news, there's also, you will track that and you will see fixing for it. What about our certification? The same. Right now, our certification, if it's online, so you can have access to it right away without like somebody will forge it or will change information on it and nobody know. But with the blockchain, definitely it will give us that opportunity. So hiring and diversity, that's a big thing for me. So always, always if you see as a female, we always, people looking at us differently. We don't have the skills which is guys, they have. That's what they always assume, just because I am like a female. So blockchain, definitely, it will help us on that aspect. So if you see, your employer, they don't need to have access to what's my name or what's my age or they just need one thing, which is my skills. That is the only thing they need, and that's the only thing which is they can decide if I am fit for that job or not. And that's what blockchain can help us to do. So if you look Google, they have this coding, because guys, they write the code. So if you see there is so many females, they just get excluded from the job just because the code, it was, if a male, it's written by males, so it's already discriminated. So yeah, it's a very, very big deal. Transparency and accountability. Again, like when you see companies, they always promise they want to give for people, or they want to. But you never see that stuff. You never have access to their financial. You don't have any information about what is going on. So when we're talking about blockchain, you see like there is possibility, which is we will have access right away for their information. What's exactly available for public, not only for them or for the authority. So definitely I'm excited about identity, which is people, there's so many people out there on the internet, they're lying about their identity. They say they are someone, and they created so many different accounts for themselves. I love this identity things if it's get created, when we have like one identity, identify people, so we don't have everyone, like they just get one identity, so they don't make, especially when we're talking about reviewing product. So you can see so many companies right now using like false, I don't know, accounts created for making a good review about themselves. How about to create something like this? That will be amazing to help us to have that kind of information, which is reliable information from people we trust, we know, or at least the system identified them. So safety, security, reliable system, reducing consumer. So that is all the stuff which is, I believe, innovation that matter. This is a frame of work. I like it. When I start to link things together, it's something I believe something good to identify. So that's it. Thank you so much.